Good morning, everyone. My name is Father Kyle Tietz. Today we begin a new letter of St. Paul in our daily reading cycle, his first letter to the Thessalonians. And this is perhaps the earliest writing of the New Testament that we have, probably coming from around the year 50 AD. So we have this letter to the Thessalonians, and it appears, and we'll be looking at it for the next couple of days. So it appears that St. Paul had visited the Thessalonians recently with Timothy and Silvanus, and he's reminding them, this is the big theme in his introduction, reminding them of how he was with them. He says, "Remember the example I was for you when I was with you, for your own good." So he's reminding them of the power of their conversion experience, the power of the first receiving the gospel, and the grace and the zeal that they had, especially early on. So he's reminding them, digging deep back into that personal experience, that personal encounter that they had with him and the other disciples. So he's digging back, inviting them to reflect on that. So he's offering for them a spiritual role model, we might say. And we have perhaps other examples of that in the Christian life as well. Today we celebrate St. Rose of Lima, a great saint dedicated to prayer and the Dominican order. And we have all the saints to follow as examples for us, our spiritual role models. And perhaps for our own reflection too, maybe there's people in your life, family members, parents, grandparents, or good personal friends that are spiritual examples for you, modeling that Christian life, helping you to grow. So we're invited to reflect upon these things today, and last week we just had several number of funerals happening, and I was just reflecting upon those people that lived a long life, very Christian lives too, and just reflecting on the example that these people gave to their families, that kind of being a spiritual role model for them. And I was trying to stress that, especially in some of the funeral homilies of, look at this example, look and see how they were among you. Just like St. Paul among the Thessalonians, see how they were among you, how they cared for you. And we remember, brothers and sisters, that rather than just simply hold these memories in our mind, that's certainly a good thing, but we want to act on them as well, to follow that example by imitation, by action, prayer, and goodwill. So following the example of virtue, following the example of good works, following the example of prayer. So St. Paul invites us today to remind us how he was a spiritual role model for the Thessalonians, how he was among them, and how they have that memory to hold on to. And we're invited today to reflect upon those people, those saints in our lives that give us that spiritual example as well. And may we always hold them in memory and put their actions into practice as we grow closer to Jesus every day. God bless you. Goodbye.